Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, I wanted to talk to you about spiritual tools and, the different kinds of tools, or the ones that I am aware of anyway, the ones you may be aware of, and how these tools have been used against us to divide us, right? So, if we're going biblical, let's start with Bible. The Bible is one of the main spiritual tools of Quran, and all these books are spiritual tools, right? And we have tarot cards, and we have orbs, crystal balls, and we have palm readings, so on and so forth. Now, if we go back according to the Bible, and mind you, this is just my perspective, my interpretation of what is probably going on as far as the spiritual. So the Bible, heavily demonizes tarot cards, tarot readers, tarot cards. That's just their way. Who are we to say, what tool you can use to get a spiritual message across? Not everybody understands the Bible. Not everybody is willing to or has the time to take out and decipher what the terminologies and the language of the Bible is. Now, in the Bible, it does say that man tried to build a stairway to heaven, and the ladder was destroyed, and we were all split up to speak different languages. So wouldn't a language be how you interpret spirituality, or how you get those messages through? Not only do we have our earthly language, but we have our spiritual language. Some people's spiritual language is, off the top of their heads. Some people's spiritual language is through cards. And who are we to demonize one or the other as long as the message gets across? See, that is a perfect example of missing the message because you're looking at the mess, right? Everybody has their own mess, but it's organized chaos for whoever, however you get your message across. Somebody's not going to understand it, and somebody's gonna be mad because they can't understand it or they can't do it, and it's just that's their own organized chaos. And people need to get over that stigma that, oh, tarot cards are evil. No, it's the energy of the person behind the cards that is shuffling the cards that is evil, or whatever term you want to use for them, whatever label you want to use for them. It's not the cards that are evil, because the cards are an inanimate object. They have no energy to it until someone puts energy into it or puts an energy behind it. And I'm trying to figure out how to put this piece together. I'm just doing this off the top of the head. I'm sorry. And so again, the ladder was built. We were, sent back to earth and to speak different languages. So there's several layers of division, and these different languages, there's some are more masculine, some are more feminine. And if we go back in some mythologies, we were hermaphrodite, and then we were split apart to man and woman, masculine and feminine. And that's another thing. There's love language as well. So men and women, obviously, clearly we speak a different love language, and that's another thing we need to reunite on. And I feel that if we will not see the heavens, we will not achieve the heavens until we combine the divine masculine and divine feminine within. Because the whole thing is like, the only issue I have with the tarot community is there's always a third party in the middle, or there's always another person to place the blame on, and that's where I would see tarot being demonized. You're always placing blame on someone else, and there is no someone else. That is the divine masculine and divine feminine within yourself. Mind you, again, my perspective, so putting the divine masculine and divine feminine against each other, in the form of a human, is what stops people from accountability, because there's also manifestation. And what energy in you, or what toxic trait or positive trait inside of you manifested and attracted this other person that is the shadow side of you, right? Their traits, their energy, and you know, everybody talks about this whole twin flame journey. No, that twin flame is for your divine masculine and feminine to unite, and your masculine and feminine are so polar opposite of each other, and they will not, you know, they are disagreeing each other, they're at odds with each other because there is no understanding of both sides for them to connect. Because the whole thing is, people talk a lot about each other, but if we just took the time to understand each other, there would be a lot more harmony in the world. And you know, people will, yeah, they would rather talk about each other and be misunderstood and misunderstand someone else instead of understand themselves and what is it about them within that attracts that energy or makes them see that energy more than they see the actual person as an individual. What is it about your divine feminine that is so at odds with somebody else's divine feminine or their divine masculine? So, you know, it really just stops people from taking accountability and from, you know, really looking at themselves and what's wrong with them. Instead, they rather see what's wrong with someone else and point that out, you know, and carry that into the next relationship. And people wonder why they keep attracting the same type of people, the same person over and over again. It's a cycle. And, you know, cycles don't end until you learn the lesson and make the change. You got to make the adjustment and do the work. And this is why, you know, so many people, they're out there really just breaking their own heart. It's messed up to see, but it's also like, I chuckle when I see it, because it's like, you know, you could have already attracted, you know, someone worthwhile, but you want to sit here and try to blame someone else for what you manifested energetically. You know, and the manifestation just so happened to come in the form of a human, a job, a living situation. You have to look at what's in you. You know, what about your divine masculine that needs to be healed to coexist here? Or what is it about your divine feminine or masculine that you need to submit to or have submit to this situation and or get your ego and pride out of? So people keep talking about oh, someone's coming, you know, this person will be here, this person doing this person. Why does it matter what somebody else is doing when this whole spiritual journey is to work on you? You know, not knocking anybody who does, because sometimes, you know, there is the person, but what inside of you makes you care? You know, what has you caring deep down inside? What has you manifesting these types of people over and over again and not able to get over that? You know, and what has you resonating with these tarot readings to the point that, you know, you take this person back who dogged you out so bad. You know, because you know, to me, it's like, if somebody dogged me out bad enough, I'm like, I dismiss and I don't look back. Like, I'm done with it. You know, you got one time as an adult to, you know, show me some disrespect and we are done. I don't look back. I don't have time to. And that's another thing that I will discuss in another video about the never-ending time loop, why people love to have you talking in circles to get you stuck in that time loop. So with that, I leave you. That's all I have to say about the divine masculine and feminine. I'm going to be able to channel more, you know, have more downloads off the top of the head. I haven't decided what my tools will be. Maybe this will be it, just me talking on camera. But yeah, find out what needs to be fixed inside of you instead of looking at the other person, because other people are simply a reflection of you, you know, whether it be your shadow or your light. It doesn't matter what you see in other people and how you interpret other people's words at that. That's another thing, right? And so whatever is in your energetic field, whatever is of your light or shadow, you're going to manifest in someone else's words and how you interpret them. So I could say something about race, and, you know, certain people would take it as a racist. Could it be that they may be racist themselves, right? When I'm just trying to make a point about a certain demographic or a certain group within that race, or if I say something about, I don't know, if I say something about religion, that doesn't mean all people of that religion, of that collective, right? That just means, I'm just trying to make a point about, characteristics I've seen. But people who have biases, and they are stuck on those biases, and that's who they really are inside, is biased in this direction. They're gonna get hyped up and excited and be like, oh, well, this person is this and that, all in order to project that energy that they are ashamed of off of themselves, or something that they think will be hurtful to that person's reputation. And because they feel like it will be hurtful to them, or they will be in shock and awe if that person was this way, that way, or the third, or because they themselves are this way or that way, and they are really ashamed of it, and they would never want it to come out in public. So you got to be careful, with other people and what they are saying, especially when it comes to saying it about another person. So with that, I leave you. Tell the world what you're worth. Drink water, eat roots, and most of all, most importantly, most health consciously, mind your business. Peace.